Alright, in today's video I will primarily be reviewing Deathlok from the Deadpool wave, Marvel Legends Hasbro collection. He's just the only one I haven't gotten around to opening, and I will be completing the Sasquatch figure in this video. I also decided to do kind of a retro review because he kind of got skipped back when I started doing this, and that is Blade here. If you haven't seen this figure or looked into it, I highly recommend it. If you don't know anything about Blade, he's really cool. His story is he's half vampire, half human, and he goes and hunts vampires. There's a movie from back in the 90s that technically kicked off the whole comic book movie thing. It led to the X-Men, which that blew up and led to everything else. Sure, DC, which I'm primarily a DC fan over Marvel. DC had Batman and stuff in the 90s, but in my opinion this is where it all really started. Even if you don't know anything about the character, and that movie starring Wesley Snipes was awesome. The third one wasn't so great, and the second one was pretty decent, but I highly recommend it. This character is really cool. Even if you don't know anything about him, he just looks cool. He comes with his katana, of course, and he's got your head articulation, and you can turn his head around, look up and down. Yep. Then he's got his shoulders here, and the bicep, tricep swivel, elbows, wrists can go forward, backward, and twist around. Same for the other arm. He has an ab crunch. He doesn't have the articulation like Spider-Man and Black Panther, where he can do a greater range of motion back here with his hands. Well, I mean, he can, his arms can move back, but they don't go back like this. His body armor that he's wearing would prevent that, even if he did have it, I think. He's got little details like his stakes on his bandoliers here. His waist can turn around, legs, hips, knees. His boots, just where they start or end, can twist around. Feet go forward and backward, and they rock around a bit. Yeah, he's a really cool looking figure. Now we just need a whole lot of alternate heads of various heroes turned into vampires or villains, and he can hunt them down. That would be a fun little exclusive maybe they could make, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. I'm also curious that with the popularity of Black Panther, if maybe Blade might not be getting some kind of relaunch, but who knows. Also, there's the Punisher from the Netflix series. In my shot here, I've previously reviewed him in another video, so go look for that if you want to see more about him. Alright, now, before we get to Deathlok, here's Sasquatch. And here is an arm. Alright, so we'll get to him in a little bit. I just wanted to clear up a little bit of clutter on this desk. He is a pretty cool looking figure. Alright, so here's Deathlok. Now, I haven't read a whole lot about Deathlok. I think he came around in the 70s. He's a cyborg, and I believe they put the character in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show at some point, but I kind of fell out of that show. It was just too much to watch, and it's alright, but it wasn't holding my interest. Alright, first of all, I can see he's got a lot of goodies in here. Alright, so let's talk about him basically. Alright, he's got the same kind of head articulation we just covered it with Blade, where you can twist around, but his backpack thing limits it a little bit. And you can move the head up, but it could pop off, but then you just pop it back on. Shoulders, bicep, tricep, elbow, and wrist and hand. We've got the torso ab crunch, which, yeah, I'm really impressed with how they blend it in. It's in person really kind of hard to see. waist, a leg, knee. You got this area on the hip, just above the boot as well, and yeah, same, almost exactly the same as the blade articulation in most other figures. They got a lot of cool details here with his backpack and everything. He's got a holster, so let's take a look. He's got a handgun. With scope. You would think the scope might be in his retina or whatever. But I guess he wants it all covered. Look at that that extended clip. Alright, and then we've got some crazy looking gun. It looks like it's got a little bit of Gatling to it, and I don't know what this top part might be. And you got, man, you got this jacket of bullets here. Alright, and you just pop it in here. And maybe, I would assume it's meant for this hand. Alright. Yeah, it'll probably be easier for you to put the weapon in his hand first. It's still kind of weird how it's positioned. Oh, and you do have a choice on, you know, if you want to have the bullets coming out this way. And then they can feed into, I would assume, the back here. But I don't think so. Maybe, I don't see why they would go this way, but maybe. For now, that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, no, that can't be right. But I do not know where else they would go. No, that bothers me. Maybe, I guess he could just have him in his hand. Maybe that's what he does. And then I don't know what I need to do to get it, so maybe I've got it upside down. Sorry about the dead air. Whew, alright. So, that'll be a project. I'll have him showcased in another... Well, actually, you know what? That works out much better. I guess, yeah, it's intended for this big hand. Even though I would have... Yeah, it does go in there, but I think your options are going to be limited. And it never quite gets a hold of it. I think that's meant more for him to be holding the bullets. Alright, I don't like to give up, so I'm going back in. Alright. Alright, that was a pain. Alright, so then I would imagine they've made an area here like so his... Alright. It's pretty cool, the weapon is, but it's also kind of a pain in the butt for posing and all that. That's looking like the best I'm going to be able to do. He is still a very nice looking figure. Oh. Alright. Oh. Alright, so now on to Sasquatch. Now, if you don't know, Sasquatch is from the pages of Canada's Alpha Flight. They first appeared in the X-Men. Wolverine's connected to them. Let's complete it and we'll talk more. Alright, wait a minute. Oh, I must have put the arms on back. Alright. Okay. Let me see something here. Oops. And as you can see, if you ever build these figures, most of the time you can take them apart. So, but not all. I think the older ones don't. A lot of them, once you put them together, they were locked in. All right, so we've got some awesome detail about this guy, and I've got to wonder if the Wendigo wouldn't be next. He would mostly be a white repaint with a different head sculpt. That would be about it, I would think. And that is a cool character. Alright, so his head, you're not going to be able to do too much. You can look around, but he's got this hair, so he's not going to be looking upward. Well, he can look down. He's got the ab crunch, of course, and the waist. You got these shoulders, bicep, tricep swivel, elbow there, rotate and forward and backward for the fist. You know, you got an option so you can be picking somebody up. Most likely they fit in there. Leg, hip, but you gotta watch out because it could pop off. Knee, feet, and you can rock around a little bit down there. Let's see if you can pick Blade up. Alright, let's see. Oh, well, Blade will work out even better because he's got some stuff like a belt. But his weight is kind of messing with Sasquatch. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, if you get the right figure, you can do some fun poses. Yeah, I think that looks pretty fun. And you can even, looks like he's getting launched there a little bit. Alright, well, yeah, I wish I had more to talk about. That's pretty much it for this one. Thanks for watching. And feel free to subscribe, make comments, tell me a figure you'd like to see. And I mean, I've got tons I've collected over the years. I may be going back into the collection and bringing out some from years ago. Thanks for watching.